Batman is one of my personal favorite superheroes, which I guess most of you wouldn't gather, considering since I've started this channel, I've been nothing but highly critical of Batman in a lot of my previous videos. But that's more stemming from modern interpretations and how he likes to use his money, or in the fact that he never seems to actually deal with any of his rogues. But there is one Batman that I think is done exceptionally well. And of course, that's Kevin Conroy's Batman. You simply can't go wrong with Batman the Animated Series. Or any of Kevin Conroy's performances, to be matter of fact. And the best episode that showcases this isn't even in a Batman episode. It's in a Justice League Unlimited episode that's about Batman Beyond. That's right, in this video, we're going to be talking about Justice League Unlimited's Season 2 finale, Epilog. Oh wait, if you're still here, if you want to see these videos early or unedited, they're in my Patreon, which is in the description. It'll really help me to continue to create content. If you want to leave a like or a subscribe, that's also welcome. Thank you all for watching. Let's get you back into the video. Epilog is set about 60 years after 2004's present. Batman is old and aging, and Amanda Waller, in all of her infinite wisdom, has decided to make a clone of Bruce Wayne from the DNA he so haphazardly leaves all over the city. Yes, I'm talking about his blood. And in the process, she chose a young couple and gave them, instead of a flu shot, Bruce Wayne's DNA. And that young child happened to be Terry McGinnis. As a matter of fact, he looks almost nothing like his parents. Amanda Waller had orchestrated from birth for there to be another Batman, and she was willing to do anything to ensure the fact that there would be another Batman, because she believed in him so much. But why would Amanda Waller, someone who is known for being at odds with him, want to believe in Batman so much as to make a clone of him in the future, despite being at odds with him for a majority of Justice League and Justice League Unlimited? Well, that's where the story of Epilog comes in, and I think it is one of the most beautiful Batman episodes that was ever aired on TV. It is all centering around Bruce Wayne and his humanity, the man behind the mask of Batman. So when Cadmus was still at odds with the Justice League, they created a group of superheroes known as the Royal Flush Gang. They were meant to bring justice and sort of take down the Justice League if need be. And to do so, their headlining member Ace was kidnapped as a child and experimented on. And eventually she was taken by the Joker with the rest of the Royal Flush Gang to be used in a bid to defeat the Justice League. Because if it's good enough for Cadmus, it's good enough for him. Well, this did not end up well for the Joker at all, as when Ace broke out of her mind control and stopped listening to the Joker, she put him in a catatonic state. Backstory over, back to the main point of the video. In this episode, Ace is dying, and she is losing control of her powers as she is dying. And this, of course, is not exactly a good thing. So Waller gives a device in hopes that one of the Justice League members will kill Ace before she has enough time to do too much damage. And Batman takes that burden upon himself, saying that he'll do what needs to be done. But if you know anything about Batman, then you know he's not going in there with any intention of doing harm to Ace. As a matter of fact, he goes in there to talk with her, because he wants to see how she's doing, especially considering her current condition. Now this, to me, is what really makes this episode special, the interaction between Bruce and Ace. I know a lot of people have talked about it, but I just believe it is so beautiful, the way in which they wrote this scene.
You do, don't you? You don't have to answer. I read your mind. That's how I knew you weren't going to use Mrs. Waller's weapon on me.
No, I wasn't.
Batman, instead of killing this girl who is already dying, who has already faced more trauma in her life than a lot of people could imagine, decides to sit with her during her dying breaths instead of just killing her.
you stay with me? I'm scared.
It was really this moment that endeared me to the character of Batman, a character that had been through so much trauma in his own life and was willing to give back to others in a positive manner. This Batman wasn't super dark or overly gritty, but he wasn't goofy or campy. He wasn't looking to kill people or just fight crime to hurt people. He was looking to rehabilitate the people around him. This Batman was something truly special. And this episode ends with Terry McGinnis being told that this one act from Batman inspired Waller to quite literally try and recreate her own Batman, because she firmly believed that a world without Batman was not a world worth living in, that it was far too dangerous, to the point that she was ready to sacrifice Terry McGinnis' own family just in order to have the chance at having a future Batman. To me, that speaks volumes, because for almost 6 seasons, we watched Amanda Waller try to dismantle the Justice League for 6 seasons. It was a genuine joy and pleasure that I got to grow up watching not 1, not 2, but 5 different series featuring this version of Batman. All of them really taking into account who this character is. A man who was molded by the trauma that he grew up with, but was not willing to enact this trauma onto other people. He wanted this world to be better. At least that's the way in which I see Batman. That's the way in which I believe he was written in these animated series. A Batman who believed in rehabilitating his former enemies and would rather take them underneath his wing than just cast them aside and put them away and lock them up for what really amounts to, in a lot of places, crimes of necessity, especially with characters such as Plastic Man, where Batman was willing to go to bat for this man, even going to his court hearings in order to try and get him an appeal. Now maybe I'm just an old head with a terrible take despite my younger age, but who knows? This is always how I've liked to view Batman, not just as some crime-fighting vigilante.
Yeah, I mean, I am vengeance, I am the night. You know, that's the iconic line. So many of the lines that I loved most are the ones that reveal the soul of Batman, because he's such a dark character, and it's all about the pain that resides in him.
I just want to take a moment. Thank you all for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you've made it to the end of this video, I would hope that you would leave a like or at least comment what episode of Justice League Unlimited was I using for the background of all of the clips where I showed pictures. I'll give you a hint. It's from the first season, and if you can guess it and you're the first, I'll pin your comment. But seriously, thank you all. This journey has been wild and crazy and fun. You know, we've had some down times, we've had some up times, we've had some very negative comments. People don't seem to like my last video about Superman. Whoops. But I really appreciate you all coming out to watch this video and staying this long. If you want to support me on Patreon, it's $1 a month. It would really help me continue to create content. As well, you'll get to see these videos early and unedited. And thank you all for watching once again. And thank you, Kevin Conroy, for this amazing character.